Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about Samurai Jack from beginning to the end. Watch until the end and you'll find out how Jack became that Jack. This cartoon consists of 5 seasons. Let me tell you a short backstory. The plot of the cartoon takes the viewer to the 16th century in Japan. At the beginning of the century, a cruel demon named Aku attacks a large Japanese village, destroying everything in its path. In response, a young samurai seeks the help of 3 wise men to forge a magic sword with the power of goddess. The samurai battles Aku, who can transform into various animals, and the forces of good triumph over evil. Aku retreats to the mountains, where he becomes petrified, and the young samurai becomes the leader of all samurai and ninjas. Season 1. 8 years have passed. During a solar eclipse, Aku rises again from the stone. During this time, an old samurai who has aged has a young son. Aku attacks the same villages, but this time the old samurai fails to take the magic sword and gives up, asking his wife to take the little boy away for training. The little samurai goes on a ship with his mother. The magic sword stays with the mother. The son travels around the world, meets skilled masters, and learns many things, including horseback riding, ninjutsu, judo, Greco-Roman wrestling, and kung fu. Finally, the new samurai returns to his homeland, which has been completely taken over by the evil Aku. Later, his mother hands him a magic sword. He frees his father and other prisoners and fights Aku. Aku tries to transform himself into an octopus, a scorpion, and a beetle, but cannot stand up to the mighty samurai. However, when the young samurai strikes a fatal blow, Aku opens a time portal and sends him into the future, many thousands of years into the future. The samurai finds himself in an unusual future where Aku rules the entire world. Many centuries pass after the events described in the first episodes. Samurai finds himself in the future 1,000 years ahead of the 16th century. He first falls to flying machines and encounters killer robots that want to destroy him. He immediately attacks several machines, skillfully jumping from one to another. And this is noticed by the local teenagers who gave him the nickname Jack. Jack goes to the local pub and sees how the world has changed. He meets disgusting creatures and monsters that he has to kill. However, he makes new friends, talking dog archaeologists who mines precious crystals at Aku's behest and reveal much about their lineage and the history of ancient dogs by doing their own excavations. Jack takes a liking to these dogs and they decide to tell him the truth. 2,000 years after the young samurai's disappearance, Aku has conquered the world, and his desire to extend his dominion over the universe has led him to collaborate with smugglers from different stars and galaxies. As a result, new monsters emerged and flooded many establishments, while good creatures, including dogs and humans, worked around the clock. Jack and his dogs fly in a starship to those dogs who work in the precious crystal quarries and suffer from Aku's despotism. Jack decides to protect and free the dogs of the future. When Jack agrees to rescue the archaeology dogs, a waitress overhears and relays the information to Aku. Then Aku sends huge hordes of robot bugs at Jack and the dogs. But Jack is not intimidated, and together with Roti, Dreyfus and Auguste, they create their own army and weapons to fight the bugs. The weapons are created from the sharp red crystal that the dogs mined for Aku. Jack gets his armor, flag, and weapons and sets out to fight the bugs. Jack has a special intelligence and knows that robots aren't as smart as they seem. He sets traps for the robots and destroys thousands of them that way. When the traps run out, Jack is forced to use his father's sword. He directs all his rage and power at the bugs, not stopping even when it's covered in oil. He chops all the bugs to pieces and frees the dogs of the future. Season 2. Jack helps a peaceful pack of monkeys in self-defense, and in return, they teach him how to jump. Jack is faced with the need to defend himself under the Dome of Doom. A Scotsman seeks Jack's help in rescuing his kidnapped wife. After discovering destroyed cities, Jack attempts to stop 8 ultra robots with the help of the professor who created them. Searching for his homeland and remembering his childhood, Jack travels to Mount Fatum in search of the truth with 3 monks. Near a village near the mountain is a tower that emits a foul odor. Jack discovers a dragon suffering from serious digestive problems. Aku asks for the help of 4 hunters from another planet in an attempt to capture Jack. Jack engages in a battle with Demon Go in his army of slain warriors. When Jack's clothes is stolen, he pursues the thief, finding himself the most pursued. This sequence references Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Jack, after traveling through a gorge in the mountain, meets the Spartans and offers his help in the 5 Generations War. Season 3. A vengeful wizard, angry at Jack, turns him into a rooster. Now Jack must find a way to return to his normal appearance. In one town, Jack discovers that all of the town's children have been hypnotized by Aku's music playing in the suburbs, causing them to commit violence and separate from their parents. Going on a Wild West-style train trip, Jack is pursued by the assassin Ezekiel Clanch. He manages to avoid him, but is captured by Capture 6's wife named Josephine. The path leads Jack to a mysterious lake. Several creatures lead him to a passage in time. The guardian of the passage almost defeats Jack, but eventually proves lenient. It is not time for Jack yet. Aku comes to the Guardian, defeats him and destroys the portal. This means that the Guardian has made a serious mistake and won't be able to find Jack in a few years. Jack finds a hidden temple of Shaolin monks, who agree to help him reach a portal through time. Jack finds an ancient labyrinth. At its center is a magical diamond that can send him back in time, but a mysterious stranger, also trapped in the labyrinth, disrupts his plans. Jack battles the stranger as they compete with each other, each trying to steal this magical diamond. A jet of flame from the roof knocks the jewel from the thief's grasp, and it tumbles down the side of the pyramid. The two slide down after it and land it at a heap on the bottom, with the jewel landing between them and shattering to pieces. Jack moves on to find a way to get home. Season 4. Jack ends up in the robot city of Andromeda, where he defeats a huge robot with the help of a samurai giant statue. The robots from Andromeda help him in his battle with Aku. Aku decides to fight Jack one-on-one. Under the terms, Jack must fight without a magic sword, and Aku is required not to use magic, and only be in human form. As a result, Aku breaks the rules. But even that doesn't stop Jack from winning the battle. Aku flies away from the battlefield in the form of a bat. Season 5. After 50 years, Jack discovers that he doesn't age thanks to the gift of immortality. He has lost his sword, and his altered inner world drives him to the brink of madness. He returns to the ravaged village to help the survivors and deal with visions of his parents and the people defeated by Aku. But there is nobody in that village. The story of Aku's daughters is told in parallel. 7 twin girls are born in the temple of a sect of Aku worshippers. They train from a young age to fulfill a single mission: to destroy the samurai Jack. And now Jack and Aku's daughters have come face to face. They completely destroy his weapons and armor. Jack is seriously injured after defeating one of Aku's daughters. He didn't expect that she was a real human, not a robot, and he realizes that he must fight the others. Soon Jack is helping one of the defeated sisters named Ashi. They fight off various creatures together. Jack and Ashi try to escape from a giant creature that swallowed them to reveal the true enemy of the world. The Scotsman gathers an army that attacks Aku's tower, but they are defeated. Jack and Ashi leave the island, and Jack shows the truth about Aku. Jack must overcome challenges to retrieve his katana, which has disappeared into the bottomless abyss. Ashi protects him from the orcs and her mother, the High Priestess. Jack overcomes his rage and is rewarded as a result. His katana is returned, and he is made younger. The growing relationship between Jack and Ashi gathers after they are attacked by humanoid tigers and when they begin to be hunted by one of the galaxy's deadliest creatures, Lazarus 92. Eventually, rough erupts between the main characters. Samurai Jack's worst fears are realized when he encounters Aku in person. The demon makes a shocking discovery about Ashi. She is his daughter. Aku controls and takes possession on her body, which puts her in serious danger from Jack's katana. Ashi asks Jack to kill her and stop Aku, but he can't bring himself to do it and gives up. Before Ashi can deliver the final blow, Aku orders his daughter to stop. He joyfully takes possession of the samurai katana and declares that Jack has lost. And now there is a last episode of the Samurai Jack series. Samurai Jack defeats Aku and jumps into the time portal with Ashi. They play waiting, But on the altar, Ashi disappears because she can't exist without a coup. Jack, full of grief, wanders on horseback through the misty forest, eventually stopping near a cherry blossom tree. In despair, he sits under this tree, but a ladybug which symbolized Ashi lands on his hand. The fog clears and Jack is at peace. Is it a good ending or not? It's up to you. We're looking forward to your opinion about the plot of this cartoon. You can write it in comments. Thank you for listening. It really means a lot to me. Please like and subscribe if you wanna hear more cartoons lore. Stay tuned.